Hi guys, today we are going to learn how to write equations in slope-intercept form. So I need you guys to take out your notebooks and to take notes. All of these notes that I go over today should be in your notebook and I will be checking. Okay, the first thing we need to do is review what slope-intercept form is. Slope-intercept form is when you write an equation of a line, these are always lines, of y equals mx plus b. M always stands for slope. That's always going to be the slant of your line. Remember we talked about if it's positive, it slants up. If it's negative, it slants down. If it's zero, it's a horizontal line and it's undefined. It's a vertical line. So let's just review real quick the slope tree. Okay, we have positive, negative, zero, and undefined. And I'm writing sideways. So UND, that's undefined. So put that into your notes, the slope tree. I do expect you to know the slope tree. Okay, so this M stands for your slope. Well, what does a y-intercept mean? What does that B mean? So I drew a line over here. Okay, this line is on the x and y axes, and it passes through this point right here on the y axis. Okay, that point is 0, 2. So the slope, the y-intercept, which is B, is 2, because that's where it passes the y axis. So B equals 2 in this line. Okay, the other formula that you'll use in today's lesson is your slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. These two things need to be memorized, so make sure you know both of these formulas. Okay, so here's my problem. Write an equation that passes through the point with the given slope. Okay, so it gives us a point and it gives us the slope. We know this point is xy, and we know slope stands for m. So I know what m is, I know what x and y is, I don't know what b is, and that's what we have to find out. So my goal is going to be, in these problems, find b. So how do I do that? Well, I know this is my equation, y equals mx plus b. So now I'm just going to substitute in. I'm going to take the 3 and I'm going to pop it in for my m. I'm going to take the 2 and I'm going to pop it in for my x. Take the 1 and pop it in there. So ready? Here we go. Here's my y equals m x. This is multiplication. When you have a variable with a coefficient, which is a number next to the variable, which the 3 is, that's going to be your coefficient. That's always multiplication. Plus b. Okay, and now you just got to use PEMDAS. 1 equals 6 plus b. Now let's talk about the signs before I go any further. I know the 1 is positive, and I know the 6 is positive. So what's happening to b? It's getting added by a positive 6. Always think of the opposite to get rid of this. Let's always get rid of this, whatever's with b. I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. That leaves me with a b equals, the two signs are opposite, so I'm going to subtract the numbers, take the sign of the bigger number. B equals -5. So what do I have? I have m equals 3 in this problem. I also have b equals -5. Think about what kind of line this is going to be with a positive 3. Where is it going to cross if b equals -5? So here we go. Y equals mx plus b. My final answer for this problem is y equals 3x plus a -5. And when you have plus a negative, you can save yourself time by just writing plus and minus just means that's a positive times a negative. That just means negative. My final answer is y equals 3x minus 5. We're going to go a little quicker. Okay, here's my x and y. Here's my m. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals -1 x plus b. Y is -7 equals -1 x. -1 times my x is 4 plus b. Let's solve for b. -7 equals -1 times 4 is -4 plus b. So I have two negatives here. How do I get b alone? It's being added by a -4. Do the opposite. That cancels. B equals opposite signs, subtract, take the sign of the bigger number. So B equals -3. So here's my final answer. Y equals, my M is -1, -1 X plus B is -3. So instead of writing plus minus, I'm just going to write -3. If you want to ditch the 1, you can, because we don't always have to write the 1 if we don't feel like it. There's your final answer for that line. Y equals -X minus 3. For the next problem, the point is -2, 5. The slope is 3. I'd like you to go ahead and shut off the video and see if you can do that one on your own, and then turn the video back on. Okay, so you should have shut it off and tried this. You should have gotten Y equals 3X plus B. My Y is 5. My X is -2. 5 equals 3 times -2. Oops, and I wrote 6. -2 plus B. 3 times -2 is -6. This is a +5 over here. Plus B. What's the opposite of -6? +6. So what happens now? B equals 11. All right, so I've got my slope is 3. Y equals mx plus b. M is 3. B is 11. That means this line has a positive slope slanting upward of 3 that crosses the y-axis at 0, 11. Okay, so now it gets a little more difficult, because now they're giving you, it says write an equation of a line that passes through the pair of points. Now they're giving you a pair of points. What do I do? Well, you got to think about it. You want to use this form. This time I don't know my M and I don't know my B. So you're going to have to figure out your M. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. Okay? y2 is 4, so M equals 4 minus 1 over 2 minus 3. We've already done this, so this should be all review. 4 minus 1 is 3. 2 minus 3. The signs are different. That's a positive, that's a negative. The signs are different. Subtract the numbers, take the sign of the bigger number. Anytime you have a positive divided by a negative, that equals a negative. So now my M equals -3. So now you're going to go back into y equals mx plus b. Y equals -3x plus b. I don't know what b is, but I can use either one of these points. Whichever point you use, it doesn't matter. Your b will come out the same. Pick a point. Let's use 3, 1. So 1 equals -3 times 3 plus b. Negative times a positive. 1 equals -9 plus b. This is positive, that's negative. How do I get rid of b alone? I have to do the opposite. My signs are the same over there, that's nice. I get 10 equals b. So now I have b, now I have m. So y equals mx plus b. Here's my last problem. I want you to try it. Okay, try it on your own. Okay, this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. Shut the video off. All right, so what you should have done is m equals -8, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? M equals, this is a negative, slash and dash, plus a negative. Signs are the same. Add the two numbers, take the sign that it comes with. Slash and dash, these two negatives become a double negative. When you multiply two negatives together, which this is, it becomes positive. So that becomes 4 plus 1, which is 5. My slope here is -4. So that's my slope. That equals m. So now I have y equals -4x plus b. Pick either point. This time I'll use this one. Y is -8 equals -4 times 4 plus b. -8 equals -16 plus b. How do I get b alone? I have to add 16 to both sides. Now I have two opposite signs, so I subtract and take the sign of the bigger number. b equals 8. Let's finish the problem over here. Y equals m, which is negative 4, x plus 8. I'm done. I will see you in class tomorrow. Make sure you do your notes. Bye.